say yes to life, okay? I'm going to suggest that most of the time when an opportunity rolls your way, saying yes is a pretty good idea, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you guys a story about this mountain right over here, right there. That's called the Bear Scratch Chutes off of Marlette Peak. Okay, so one day I was working on a South African cigarette commercial as an EMT, and I get a call late at night. It's like 10 o'clock. I don't even know why I answered my phone, but I got a call saying, hey, we're doing this, helicopter shoot tomorrow, and we need you to be the EMT. Are you going to be there? I said, yeah, absolutely. They said, okay, well, somebody just told us that you could also be our avalanche forecaster. And I said, yes, I can. And, I happen to have some experience. So I had been a ski patroller, a heli guide, and I had taken all the levels of education that you could get at that time. And so, yeah, I did. I said yes. And I said, well, why are you thinking about this now? And they said, well, we can't get a hold of our avalanche forecaster. So they tell me who it is. And I go, well, I know this guy. And so I call him like 20 times. And then I tell these people, okay, I'm in. I can't get a hold of him. I'll totally do this thing. And I said, what time's the shoot? They said, well, the helicopter is going to be lifting at, I don't remember what it was, 8 a.m., 7 a.m. And I said, okay, great, I'll be there. And they go, no. You're supposed to climb the mountain and go tell us if the avalanche hazard is okay. And I said, no. If you have helicopters, I'm going to take the helicopter to the top and I'll assess the avalanche hazard for the day. Okay? And they go, well, no, we can't take that time. Once the helicopter's in the air, it costs a lot of money. You don't understand. I say, I actually do understand. And this is how it's going to be. And it's only going to take me about 10 minutes to tell you whether or not you can make this happen. And they said, oh, really? Oh, okay, great. And so they had 2 helicopters, and there were some pros, Darian Boyle and Kent Kreitler. And so the 3 of us jump in one helicopter. The other helicopter was just there to film how cool we were, okay? And we flew up to the top of this thing. So we get out, and Kent says, okay, where do you want to dig a pit? I said, I don't need to dig a pit. This stuff's bomber. I could have told you that in the parking lot. And, if it was 2 days earlier, it wouldn't have been bomber. It would have been great, but fact was it was bomber. And we just shredded it for 2 laps with helicopters on the east shore of Lake Tahoe. And I got to say, there's not many people that have had a chance to helicopter ski the east shore of Lake Tahoe down to Sand Harbor, right down to the water. Okay, right on. Shout out to Kent and Darian. Good to see you guys out there in the cybersphere. Everybody have an awesome day. Don't forget to say yes.